When it comes to ancient cities, you don't get much older than Jerusalem. It's racked up nearly 5,000 years of incredible history. Jerusalem is a real melting pot of culture. There's people from all over the Middle East, North Africa and Europe, all basing themselves here. Geographically placed where the cultures of Asia, Africa and Europe meet, Jerusalem attracts over 3 million visitors a year. It's one of the holiest cities for the big three religions: Judaism, Christianity and Islam. I want to find out how all these different cultures come together to produce the food of Jerusalem. What is the food of Jerusalem? It's going to be a fascinating journey. Staying in Mir Sharim, I've heard of a cafe I have to check out for lunch. This place apparently makes the best falafel in town. But it's the breads that Yoni and his dad wrap their falafels in that I'm really interested in. This is it. Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Nice to meet you. Hello. Paul.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Hello. Hello. This is a Yemeni bakery. In the 50s, virtually the whole Jewish community from Yemen fled to Israel to escape persecution and brought with them incredible skill in baking.
This is zalabia, fried pita.
Fried pita?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is lachuch. It looks like crepe, but it's not. It's Yemen pita.
Yeah.
You want to come?
Please, yeah.
To make with
fantastic.
us? All right, come on.
Thank you.
So first, have to be cold a little.
Okay.
You take 1 spoon.
Yeah.
This is lachuch.
Both these traditional Yemen breads have the same ingredients: flour, yeast, salt, sugar and baking powder.
And this is zalabia, all right?
But the water content is hugely different, and one is cooked in oil. That's a much drier dough than this. This is more like a pancake. Actually, it reminds me more of a blini when you see the way the bubbles are reacting in there. It grows because of the yeast and the baking powder. It pops, and then those bubbles set. This, on the other hand, is a different thing. The bubbles will be on the inside. Look at the way this is puffing up now. See, inside it grows, and then as it fries, forms a skin.
Excellent. He's a real chef, my friend.
After a few minutes, they need to be flipped.
To be for sure it's ready. So I check it, all right?
Okay.
It's ready.
He's just being cocky now, isn't he? Even as a baker, it never fails to amaze me how many different breads can be created from just flour and water.
All right, you put salt and pepper.
Bit of seasoning. There's just one thing left to do. Get my zalabia filled and get my laughing gear around it. The zalabia, it's light and quite airy as well. But it's like nothing I've ever had before. It's just, wow. And it'd be rude not to try the lachor while I'm here. It's quite open texture, and this is the much softer batter. Wow, it's so good. It's so fresh on the falafel, crispy on the outside, beautiful and soft on the inside. I love this place. I love it so much. This time on City Bakes, I'm in the Bavarian region of Germany, in the city of Munich. So what do you think of when you think of Munich? Rye bread, pretzels, lederhosen, beer. It's a beautiful city, situated in Bavaria. As with most European cities, this is a major tourist destination. But I want to go beyond that. I want to check out the baking culture on the back streets. What do the people of Munich actually eat? Okay, I'm looking for the bakery Matthews. It's Matthews Bakery, Landstraat. I'm on the right road. Number 4. There's no bakery in sight. Hello. But deep underground, I enter Pretzel World. It's like being in the cabin with the Beatles. Uwe and his team make nothing but pretzels here. 6,000 small ones and 1,000 large pretzels on an average day. They promise Munich's beer halls that when an order is phoned through, fresh pretzels will be delivered within 2 hours.
This is going to be interesting.
I need to have a go at this. They're made with a deft flick of the wrist.
No,
And apparently, a bear hook?
Okay. Yeah. Ah, okay.
Okay, so that's how pretzels are made. These guys make theirs in 8 seconds.
How the hell is that happening?
Please don't start timing me.
I don't get it. How the hell? He's not doing anything. It's like witchcraft. Oh, this is winding me up. I like to be good at stuff straight away, and I'm just not.
Maybe my baking skills can be best used elsewhere. To achieve the pretzel's rich colour, they are dipped in a caustic drain cleaner. It's an alkaline solution known as lye. Thankfully, it is harmless after it's baked.
Now, to get the same effect at home, what you can use is bicarbonate and water. It's coated it in a film.
After a large sprinkle of salt, the pretzels are now ready for the oven.
The colour on them are incredible. That beautiful, rich colour coming from the alkali. Wunderbar.
Merci.
Dankeschön. That is how you make a proper pretzel. Delicious.
Naples is acknowledged as the home of pizza. I know it best for the Neapolitan pizza, named after the city. But I don't know much else about the food culture of this region. If I want to find out about the local baking traditions, then I'm going to need some help. And I know just the man. I've known Gennaro Contaldo for many years. He's a successful chef and restaurateur in the UK, but he grew up here on the Amalfi Coast.
So pleased to see you,
And
Paul.
you, mate, and you.
Welcome to Naples.
I knew I could rely on Gennaro to give me a warm welcome.
I want you to show me the best bakeries that Naples has.
No trouble. We have to go that way now.
Okay.
Let me show you as soon as we reach there, okay?
For me, walking around a city is the best way to explore it. But in Naples' street food culture, temptation is never far away.
Test this, test this. Test
this?
it.
What is
test
it?
This is the first original Neapolitan pizza, fried pizza.
Really? Fried pizza? Where did this come from?
It is fried. This is the truly proper first Neapolitan pizza. Go on.
In the days before ovens, pizza was fried, not baked. Back then, this was a peasant food for the cash-strapped Neapolitans who ate fried pizza on the go.
It's different. I like the baked rather than the fried. It's not for me. He likes it though.
Just don't understand.
Frying may be the oldest way of cooking pizza, but the oldest pizzeria in Naples is just around the corner. Port Alba Antigua.
Look at the date on that, 1738.
Yeah, can you imagine for how many years they've been making pizza
It's nearly
here?
300 years.
300 years.
Okay, we need to try this, mate.
Possiamo avere 2 margherite, per favore? Grazie. E a Paul?
This is weird. I'm more used to eating fish and chips wrapped in paper, but there's a technique, apparently.
Paul, close it. Okay, turn them around. And Paul.
And you eat it like that?
Eat him like that.
Oh. I always thought, how can you eat a pizza on the move? The folding technique, I think, is fantastic. But I've got to get that tomato. The tomato is delicious. The sauce is excellent.
This is a classic margherita pizza, created by a local chef in the 19th century to mark the visit of Queen Margherita of Savoy to Naples.
3 colours, isn't it? You have the Italian flag, you have the mozzarella, you have the tomato, you have the basil.
You know it.
What does pizza mean to Naples?
Pizza is Napoli. Pizza is a heart, history, territory, love, and passion.
This is what it's all about, the passion of the people. It boils down to a street food.
Yeah.
But what is it about the pizzas here? What is it that goes into them and makes a difference?
Well, it is the water.
The water?
Yeah.
Water's water.
No. Naples water, you can't drink it. But it's special for the pizza.
How does that work? Okay, you can't. It's not good enough to drink, but it's good enough to go on a pizza.
Yes.
What's
I don't know. Why? Because it's done fusions from the volcanic soil, which is come down, they go down sulfur inside.
So you have the water with the sulfur, all the nutrients inside there, mixing with the gluten, the flour, to create a very unique pizza base. And that's why the pizzas in Naples are so good.
I'm not sure if Gennaro's kidding me here. Let's face it, it wouldn't be the first
I
time.
think it's delicious.
But what I do know is that this pizza dough tastes spectacular.
I'm getting covered.
Now, one of the things I like to do in any new city is to get up high to get my bearings.
Thank you.
And at 210 feet, you can't get much higher than the Coit Tower on Telegraph Hill.
At least there's a lift here. That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is high. Look at this. Wow. You begin to realize, actually, that San Francisco is known as the San Francisco Peninsula. So 3 sides of it surrounded with water. It essentially just sits on its own, this little finger popping out. And then around here is the main city. In 1906, there was a big earthquake. It was 7.8 on the Richter scale. And that's a whopper. And it flattened most of San Francisco. The whole thing had to be rebuilt from scratch. Just thinking about earthquakes now, it's probably due for one in California. I think it's time we got down.
The next bakery I'm visiting was built not long after that seismic event. It's been a North Beach neighborhood institution for over 100 years. It's Liguria, a family-run Italian bakery who said I can lend a hand.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Paul.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice
How you
to meet
doing?
you.
All right?
Hi.
Wow.
Just in time to help us get some of these.
Right,
in the oven.
okay.
Mike Siracco and his family bake one bread and one bread only. And it's not sourdough, but an Italian classic, focaccia.
Just making focaccia makes life a lot more straightforward when it comes to the baking. But you can see all the different ones here, the herbs, the rosemary, the olives, the mushroom, tomato. They're great focaccias. I love focaccia.
The family came over from Liguria in the early 1900s with their traditional recipe, and Mike has agreed to let me loose on his dough.
What are you doing next week?
Working here.
Well, I have done this before.
We used to do it this way to make the holes in it, but this way we just roll in the pan.
All right, get it. Makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
Oh, that's fine.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Whatever makes holes, you have to have the air in there.
Absolutely.
Once the dough is proved and risen twice, it's ready for one of Liguria's 11 traditional toppings.
You just pouring this on?
Yeah.
Onion and tomato, followed by a handful of sea salt.
This is secret. I can only touch this.
Finally, a liberal dousing of olive oil. And it's baking time.
There's a couple of things in my life I get excited about. Cars and ovens. And this one is 105 years old. 1911 it was built. It is an amazing bit of kit.
You're just gonna line 4 of them up down the bottom there then.
Are you going to the right there?
Yeah, well, you start there.
The oven holds 14 trays at a time.
Where do you want this one?
Far right corner.
All the way right.
7. Far right corner. Yeah, watch this spin, so.
Yeah, I know, it's just...
And trust me, getting them all in is no mean feat.
That is tricky, that one. Okay, it's in.
With customers waiting, I might have to leave it to the pros. 10 minutes and they're baked. Total respect to these boys, they make it look so easy.
Mike, can I try a little piece of the tomato one, please?
Yeah, sure.
Or tomato.
Sure.
Tomato.
Sure, Paul, yourself.
Wow. It's great. Real tang coming from the tomato. It's got a lovely flavour there, the texture's amazing. What you're tasting here is a little bit of baking history, tradition. It's all around us. The equipment's still the same. It feels untouched by modern San Francisco. This is old San Francisco.
Madrid is one of Europe's sunniest capitals, and when you live in a climate like this, it's no surprise that eating and drinking outdoors becomes a way of life.
You see tables and chairs all over the place, people eating outside, enjoying the outdoor life, and that's what it's all about really for me. Now this is the place I've come to find. This is San Miguel Market. It was refurbed totally in 2009, one of the oldest iron markets still left in Madrid. And apparently the food in here is fantastic.
This place is full of the best of Spanish produce, all of which you can enjoy as tapas at one of the counter bars, which seem to be doing a roaring trade.
It feels alive, this place, full of food. The smells as well, you can smell the ham. I can smell frying as well. Great looking pastry there.
Believe me, I could eat my way around this place no problem, but I'm here to find the ingredients for my city bake, which I've decided is going to be my own twist on an empanada. First on my list is cheese.
Wow, I mean, when I think of queso, I mean, the cheese here is beautiful. Manchego I've used a lot in bread and pastries and it's delicious. This looks stunning.
I love Manchego. It's a buttery cheese named after the Manchego sheep that graze La Mancha, an elevated plateau south of Madrid. Aged for a full 2 years, this cheese will be rich in flavour.
Manchego.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Next on my shopping list is ham, and I've come to the right place. Spain is the home of jamón ibérico, from the free-range pigs that roam Spain's oak forests and are fed on acorns and grain.
I mean, look at this ham. It's just stunning. This is what Iberico ham is all about.
Also known as pata negra, this meat is matured for up to 3 years and is some of the best I've ever eaten.
That's delicious. That is going in my empanada. It's going to taste amazing.
There's so many local delicacies to tempt shoppers here.
I love it.
And you might have noticed that I'm a soft touch when it comes to tasty treats.
I think I've broken in two. Delicious though.
Filled with mouth-watering flavours and aromas, the Mercado has a really great atmosphere. It's the ideal setting for me to do my bake.
I'm going to make my interpretation of an empanada. Now, I've got Omar here, and I hope he likes it. The flavours that I've chosen have been influenced from what I've seen, actually, over the last few days. The pastry is loosely based on the technique of the empanadas we saw at Povo.
El Pozo's Pastelería.
That place. Now, I'm going to make a pastry, based like a rough puff pastry.
My base dough is made with plain flour, salt and water. Normally, I'd just use butter to layer the dough. But just as they did at Del Pozo, this time I'm adding the best quality pork lard.
Now I'm going to fold that over, and again, put the rest of the lard on. Now what is it about this lard that makes it so good?
Well, Iberico pigs, they are a different breed that roam freely, and as you know, most of the flavor in meat is in the fat. And that's why Iberico ham is that good. Hence, the lard is that good, and it gives so much character and so much flavor to the pastry itself.
I mean, the flavor that we had in the empanada in the bakery was just stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've used it in this.
I fold and roll the dough 3 times. Then I'm ready to add the filling.
I've got some spinach here, which I'm just going to lay in the middle. Would you mind cutting up some of those peppers?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I've bought some manchego. The actual cheese itself is so potent, it's full of flavor. It's just incredible.
On goes that melt-in-the-mouth Iberico ham.
Now, that's basically it. Get your lid and just fold it over the top. Get your egg wash, loads of that on there. Now, you know where the oven is, don't you?
Yes.
I'll leave that with you.
Brilliant.
You can take that for me.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
180, 20 minutes?
I would say 200, 15, 20 minutes.
Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The whole thing about empanadas now is the bake. What we're looking for is that layers, the rise, the puff-ups, so that as the fat melts, it pushes steam up between those very thin layers that we've achieved. I just hope he likes it.
My Madrid-inspired empanadas certainly look the part. The Iberico lard in the pastry has really worked.
Let me cut a little bite. Oh, look at that crumble.
We get the
How
great
flaky is
flake in
that?
there.
Packed full of flavor. I'm gonna nick this recipe, let me tell you.
These empanadas really are so simple and easy, but the Iberico lard has really lifted them. Like the pastries I've tasted in Madrid, they're crunchy and rich, but still light.
Well done, it does taste of Spain.
You know the bacon in Paris is good. We all know that. Same in Germany, same in Italy, same in Greece. But I knew nothing of Madrid. They're really enthusiastic and celebrate their food. The baking here is some of the best I've ever seen, and I will definitely be coming back. And hopefully, so will you.